One day, you will sit quietly in a room that feels both familiar and strange. The light will fall the same way it always has. The air will carry the same weight. But something inside you will have shifted. You will realize that most of what once consumed your mind, most of what kept you awake at 3 in the morning, most of what you defended with such ferocity, was never worthy of your heart. Not because you were foolish, but because you were protecting things that could never last. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that comes not from doing too much, but from caring about the wrong things. It is the fatigue of holding sand in a clenched fist, watching it slip through your fingers while you grip tighter, believing that somehow, if you just hold on a little harder, it will stay. But it never does. And the grip itself becomes the prison. If you want to live lightly before it is too late, if you want to walk through your remaining days without the weight of what was never yours to carry, begin here. Not tomorrow, not when things settle. Now, because time does not wait for your readiness, and clarity should not be a gift you save for your final chapter. 1. Stop defending yourself. You are not exhausted because of other people. You are exhausted because you are protecting an image of yourself that was never real to begin with. Think about it. How much energy do you spend each day making sure others see you a certain way? The capable one, the strong one, the one who has it all together, the one who never complains, the one who is always right. Every time someone questions your judgment, you defend. Every time someone misunderstands your intention, you explain. Every time someone challenges your competence, you prove. And slowly, without noticing, your entire life becomes a courtroom where you are both the defendant and the attorney, exhausting yourself with arguments no one asked to hear. Buddhism teaches something that sounds simple but feels impossible. You are not who you think you are. The self you defend so fiercely, the identity you polish and present to the world, it is not solid. It is not permanent. It is a collection of stories, habits, and reactions that have calcified over time into something you now call me. But watch what happens when you stop defending it. Watch what happens when someone criticizes you, and instead of mounting a defense, you simply breathe. You let the words land. You feel the sting, and then you let it pass, like wind through an open window. The strange thing is this. The moment you stop protecting who you think you are, you become far more difficult to hurt, because there is nothing left to defend, no image to maintain, no reputation to salvage, just presence, just breath, just this moment, unfolding exactly as it is. If you no longer needed to protect who you think you are, how much lighter would you feel? If no one praised or criticized you, would you still know who you are? These are not rhetorical questions. Sit with them. Let them disturb you, because the discomfort they create is the first crack in the wall you have built around yourself. And through that crack, something older and truer begins to breathe. Peace begins when you no longer need to win, not because you have given up, but because you have finally understood that the battle was always with yourself. 2. Stop measuring your worth by how useful you are. You were not born to be a machine, yet somewhere along the way, you learned that if you are not producing, you are falling behind. If you are not useful, you do not matter. When you sit still and do nothing, does it make you uncomfortable? Does your mind immediately reach for something to fix, something to organize, something to prove that these minutes are not wasted? That discomfort is not random. It is the echo of a belief planted so deep you no longer question it. Your value is measured by your output, by what you accomplish, by how much you can carry, by how indispensable you are to others. But here is the truth that no one tells you until it is almost too late. You do not have to earn the right to exist. The tree outside your window does not justify its presence by bearing fruit every season. The mountain does not apologize for standing still. The river does not measure its worth by how quickly it reaches the ocean. They simply are. And in that being, they are complete. You too are allowed to simply be, not productive, not useful, not performing, just alive, just breathing, just here. There is a particular cruelty in growing older while still clinging to the metric of usefulness. Your body slows, your energy wanes. The roles that once defined you, mother, father, provider, leader, begin to dissolve. And if your worth was tied to those roles, their disappearance feels like erasure. But what if those roles were never you? What if they were simply costumes you wore for a time, and now the play is changing scenes? Buddhism speaks of emptiness, not as a void, but as spaciousness. When you stop filling every moment with proof of your value, you create space for something far more precious: presence, the ability to witness your own life without needing it to be anything other than what it is. Try this. Spend 10 minutes each day simply breathing. No goal, no outcome, no productivity, just the rise and fall of your chest, just the sensation of air entering and leaving your lungs. Notice how uncomfortable it feels at first. Notice the voice that says, "This is a waste of time." And then notice that voice is not you. It is just another thought, passing through the open sky of your awareness. You do not have to earn the right to exist. You already exist. That is enough. That has always been enough. 3. Stop fearing loss. Everything will change. You suffer not because things leave. You suffer because you expect them to stay. Relationships change. Bodies weaken. Roles disappear. Reputation fades. The people you thought would walk beside you forever drift into memory. The strength you once took for granted now requires rest. The future you planned dissolves into a present you did not design. Everything shifts. And you were never taught how to hold things lightly. There is an old Buddhist teaching: all conditioned things are impermanent. It sounds abstract until you sit with someone you love and realize their face has aged in ways you did not notice, until you reach for a memory and find it has blurred at the edges, until you recognize that the life you are living now will one day exist only as a story someone tells about you. Impermanence is not a punishment. It is the nature of existence. But we resist it with everything we have. We cling to youth. We cling to health. We cling to the idea that if we just hold on tightly enough, we can stop time from doing what time does. And in that clinging, we create suffering, not because change is painful, but because we exhaust ourselves fighting it. Imagine holding a bird in your hand. If you grip it too tightly, you crush it. If you hold it too loosely, it flies away. But if you open your palm, if you let it rest there without demand, it may stay for a while. And when it leaves, you will not feel betrayed. You will feel grateful for the moments it chose to remain. This is how you love in the face of impermanence. Not by clinging, but by honoring. Not by demanding permanence, but by meeting each moment with full presence, knowing it will not last. When you stop demanding that things stay the same, something extraordinary happens. You begin to notice what is actually here. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of rain against the window, the quiet miracle of waking up one more time. These moments were always available to you, but you were too busy grieving their future absence to receive them. There is a particular kind of freedom that comes when you accept that nothing is meant to remain forever. It is not the freedom of detachment, cold and distant. It is the freedom of gratitude, warm and alive. Because when you know something will not last, you stop taking it for granted. If today were your last day, would the things you fear losing still carry the same weight? Or would you finally see them for what they are? Temporary gifts, borrowed from the flow of time, meant to be experienced fully and then released. When you stop demanding permanence, you discover gratitude. And in that gratitude, you find a peace that does not depend on things staying the same. 4. Stop carrying old resentment. Anger feels powerful. It feels like protection. It feels like justice delayed but not denied. But if you are honest, if you look closely at what anger actually does, you will see this. It is like holding a burning coal in your own hand, waiting for the right moment to throw it at someone else. But that moment never comes. And meanwhile, your hand burns. The person who hurt you, they may have moved on. They may have forgotten. They may not even know they are still occupying space in your mind, rent-free, shaping your mood, coloring your days. But you are still carrying the heat. Resentment is a strange kind of loyalty. You believe that by holding on to anger, you are honoring the wound. You are refusing to let them off the hook. You are keeping the record straight. But the only person trapped by that record is you. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was okay. It does not mean you condone the harm or invite it back into your life. It means you refuse to let the past occupy your remaining days. It means you are choosing your peace over their punishment. There is a teaching in Buddhism about the second arrow. The first arrow is the harm that was done to you. You did not ask for it. You did not deserve it. It struck you and it hurt. But the second arrow, that is the one you shoot into yourself. The replaying, the ruminating, the imagined conversations where you finally say what you should have said. The bitterness that colors every present moment with the stain of an old wound. The first arrow was not your fault, but the second one is your choice. And here is what no one tells you. Holding on to resentment does not keep you safe. It does not prevent future harm. It just keeps you tethered to the past, reliving the injury over and over, as if repetition could somehow undo it. If today were your last day, would you still want to carry that memory with you? Would you want the final hours of your life to be shaped by something that happened years ago? Or would you finally set it down, not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you deserve your freedom? Letting go is not weakness, it is self-protection. It is the recognition that your remaining time is too precious to be spent in a prison built from old pain. So breathe. Feel the weight of that resentment. Notice where it lives in your body, the tightness in your chest, the knot in your stomach. And then, with each exhale, imagine releasing it. Not all at once, not perfectly, but slowly, breath by breath, making space for something lighter to enter. You cannot change what happened, but you can change what happens next. And that begins the moment you stop feeding the fire that burns only you. 5. Stop needing everyone to understand you. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that comes from trying to make people see you clearly. You explain your choices, you justify your feelings, you rehearse conversations in your mind, searching for the perfect words that will finally make them understand. But here is what you learn, often too late. Not everyone has the capacity to see you clearly. Some people see you through the lens of their own fear. Some people see you through the filter of their own pain, and no amount of explanation will change the prescription of their glasses. You are not responsible for managing what happens inside someone else's mind. You are not required to twist yourself into shapes that make sense to people who are determined to misunderstand you. Buddhism teaches that speech should be true, kind, and timely. But it does not say that speech must be repeated until everyone agrees with you. It does not say you must exhaust yourself in the service of being understood. Speak honestly, then release it. There is freedom in that release. The freedom of knowing you said what needed to be said, and what happens next is beyond your control. The freedom of recognizing that some people will never understand you, and that is not a failure on your part. It is simply the nature of human perception. We all see through different windows. Think about the people whose opinions matter most to you. Often, they are not the ones who demand the most explanation. They are the ones who see you, even when your words fail. They are the ones who trust your heart, even when they do not fully understand your choices. The people who truly matter do not require endless justification, and the people who demand constant explanation, they are often trying to convince themselves of something, not understand you. They are wrestling with their own discomfort, projecting it onto your decisions, and asking you to soothe a fear that has nothing to do with you. You cannot live your life in the courtroom of other people's expectations. You cannot build your days around the hope that if you just explain yourself one more time, everyone will finally approve. At some point, you have to trust that your life speaks for itself, that your actions reveal your heart better than any words could, that the people meant to walk with you will do so without needing a map to your soul. And the rest? Let them misunderstand. Let them make up stories that have nothing to do with who you actually are. Their confusion is not your responsibility to correct. The peace you seek is not found in universal understanding. It is found in the quiet confidence of knowing yourself, even when no one else does. 6. Stop trying to keep up with the world. There will always be something urgent, something outrageous, something demanding your reaction. The news will always have another crisis. Social media will always have another comparison. The culture will always have another trend you are supposedly missing. But your mind was not designed to carry the entire world. It was not built to process the collective grief, rage, and anxiety of millions of people you will never meet. It was not meant to hold every injustice, every tragedy, every catastrophe, as if they are all equally yours to solve. Constant noise feeds fear, anger, comparison, and restlessness. It keeps you in a state of perpetual emergency, always braced for the next disaster, always convinced that if you just stay informed enough, anxious enough, reactive enough, you will somehow be safe. But you will not be safe. You will just be exhausted. Buddhism speaks of the middle way, the path between indulgence and self-denial, between engagement and withdrawal. Applying this to modern life means recognizing that you can care about the world without consuming every piece of information it offers. You can stay informed without drowning in the noise. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to turn off the notifications, to close the apps, to create boundaries around what enters your mind. Not because you do not care, but because you understand that caring without discernment is just another form of self-destruction. Not knowing everything does not make you less intelligent. It makes you more peaceful. It creates space for the thoughts that actually matter, the ones that arise from your own lived experience, rather than the curated outrage of strangers. Think about how much of your mental energy is spent on things you cannot control. Elections in countries you do not live in. Arguments between people you do not know. Problems that existed before you were born and will persist long after you are gone. None of this means you should stop caring. It means you should care selectively, intentionally, about the things where your care can actually make a difference. Your family, your community, the people right in front of you, the small, quiet acts of kindness that require no audience. The world will keep spinning without your constant attention, and the parts of it that need you will still be there when you return from the silence. So give yourself permission to not know, to not have an opinion, to not react, to let the noise fade into the background while you tend to the small, sacred space of your own life. That is not ignorance. That is wisdom. 7. Stop judging your body as a performance. Your body is not an audition. It is not a project. It is not something that requires constant improvement, constant surveillance, constant apology. It is a vehicle, and one day it will move more slowly, and you may wish you had appreciated it when it was stronger. There is a particular cruelty in the way we are taught to view our bodies, especially as we age. Every wrinkle is a failure. Every pound gained is a loss of discipline. Every sign of time is something to be hidden, corrected, reversed. But your body is not betraying you by aging. It is doing exactly what bodies do. It is following the same law that governs everything in existence: impermanence. And no amount of creams, procedures, or self-criticism will change that. What would happen if you stopped waging war against your body and started treating it with the kindness it deserves? Not the performative self-care that looks good on social media, but the quiet, unglamorous care that asks, what does this body need today? Maybe it needs rest. Maybe it needs movement. Maybe it needs nourishment. Maybe it just needs you to stop looking at it with contempt and start looking at it with gratitude. This body has carried you through every single moment of your life. It has survived illnesses, heartbreaks, sleepless nights, and stresses you thought would break you. It has adapted, healed, and continued, often without any acknowledgement from you. And now, as it slows, as it changes, as it reveals its impermanence, you have a choice. You can spend your remaining years resenting it for not being what it once was, or you can honor it for everything it has been. Buddhism teaches that the body is a precious human birth, a rare opportunity to practice, to awaken, to experience the full spectrum of existence, not because it is perfect, but because it is temporary. And that temporariness makes it sacred. So stop treating your body like an enemy. Stop apologizing for its existence. Stop measuring its worth by how closely it resembles an image that was designed to make you feel inadequate. Care for it. Move it gently. Feed it nourishment. Let it rest. And when it cannot do what it once did, do not punish it with shame. Thank it for trying. Thank it for carrying you this far. One day, this body will stop, and when that day comes, you will not wish you had been thinner, younger, more attractive. You will wish you had been kinder. You will wish you had spent less time criticizing and more time living. That day is not here yet, but it is coming, and every moment you spend at war with your body is a moment you could have spent simply being alive. 8. Stop living for other people's approval. People can love you and still misunderstand you. They can care about your well-being and still project their own fears onto your choices. They can want the best for you and still define best through the narrow lens of their own experience. Listening is wise. Considering other perspectives is growth. But surrendering your life to someone else's fear is not love. It is self-abandonment. You remain a whole human being regardless of how others feel about your choices. Your worth does not fluctuate based on who approves of you today. Your path does not require a committee's vote to be valid. There is a teaching in Buddhism about right action, action that arises from wisdom, compassion, and alignment with truth. Notice it does not say popular action or approved action, because sometimes the right thing is the thing that disappoints people. Sometimes the truthful path is the one that others cannot understand, and that is okay. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to live in alignment with your deepest truth, even when that truth makes others uncomfortable. Think about how much of your life has been shaped by the fear of disappointing someone. The career you stayed in because leaving would upset your family. The relationship you remained in because ending it would cause judgment. The dream you postponed because pursuing it would seem selfish. How much of your life belongs to you? And how much of it belongs to the image others need you to maintain? At some point, you have to choose. You can keep performing the role others have written for you, earning their approval but losing yourself in the process. Or you can step into your own life, messy and uncertain, and yours, and trust that the people who are meant to stay will adjust to the real you. The ones who cannot adjust were never meant to walk the whole path with you. And that is not a failure. That is just the natural way relationships evolve. Some people are meant for a season, not a lifetime. And trying to keep everyone forever is like trying to hold water in a sieve. Love deeply. Honor the people who have shaped you. But decide for yourself. Make choices that align with who you are becoming, not who you used to be. And trust that living authentically is more valuable than living comfortably within someone else's expectations. Your life is yours. No one else will live it for you. No one else will answer for the choices you made or did not make. When your final days come, the opinions of others will fade into irrelevance. What will remain is the question, did I live my life, or did I perform someone else's? Choose now, while there is still time. 9. Stop delaying joy. You are waiting for more stability, more money, better timing, a better version of yourself, for the right moment when everything aligns and joy feels justified. But life does not promise to wait with you, and the small joy you postpone today may be the one you miss the most later. There is a lie we tell ourselves, that happiness is a reward for completing the checklist. Finish the work, then rest. Achieve the goal, then celebrate. Solve all the problems, then feel peace. But the checklist never ends. The problems multiply, and the joy you deferred keeps receding into a future that never quite arrives. What if joy is not a destination but a practice? What if it is not something you earn, but something you allow? What if, right now, in this imperfect, incomplete, unfinished life, there is still room for a moment of lightness? Buddhism teaches that suffering comes from craving and aversion, from wanting things to be different than they are. But joy, true joy, arises when you stop resisting the present moment and start receiving it. That does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means recognizing that even in imperfection, there are moments worth savoring. The warmth of morning coffee, the sound of laughter, the quiet satisfaction of a task completed, however small. These moments do not wait for your permission. They are here, now, offering themselves, and you keep walking past them, convinced that joy is somewhere else, sometime later. But what if later never comes? What if this, right now, is all you get? Would you still postpone the simple pleasures? Would you still tell yourself that happiness requires conditions that have not yet been met? Do not let someday steal today. Do not let the pursuit of a perfect future rob you of an imperfect present. Call the person you have been meaning to call. Take the trip you have been postponing. Wear the clothes you are saving for a special occasion. Eat the good food. Listen to the music that moves you. Dance, even if no one is watching, especially if no one is watching. Joy is not frivolous. It is not selfish. It is not something to be rationed and saved for emergencies. It is the very thing that makes life worth living. And if you keep treating it as optional, you will wake up one day and realize you spent your whole life preparing to live instead of actually living. The time is now. Not because everything is perfect, but because now is all you have. And if you cannot find joy here, in this messy, beautiful, fleeting moment, you will not find it anywhere. 10. Stop living as if you have unlimited time. You do not need to panic, but you do need to wake up. If you knew you had 5 years left, what would you stop caring about immediately? Which arguments would suddenly seem trivial? Which grudges would you release? Which fears would lose their power? Who would you call? What would you say? What would you finally allow yourself to do, freed from the illusion that there is always more time? Life is not short, but it is fragile, and clarity should not wait until the final chapter. There is a Buddhist meditation called Maranasati, the remembrance of death. Not to cultivate fear, but to cultivate presence. Because when you truly understand that this life is temporary, you stop wasting it on things that do not matter. You stop defending an image that will dissolve. You stop measuring worth by metrics that will be forgotten. You stop clinging to things that were never meant to stay. You stop carrying resentment that only burns your own hand. You stop needing everyone to understand you. You stop drowning in noise. You stop judging a body that has carried you faithfully. You stop living for approval that will never be enough. You stop delaying joy, and you start living, not recklessly, not without care, but with the full awareness that every moment is both ordinary and unrepeatable, that the people you love will not be here forever, that the body you inhabit is changing every day, that the future you are planning for may never arrive. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to free you. Because when you stop pretending you have unlimited time, you start making different choices. You prioritize differently. You forgive faster. You love harder. You speak more honestly. You waste less energy on things that do not deserve it. The greatest tragedy is not death. It is the unlived life. The years spent preparing, postponing, protecting, performing, the moments missed because you were too busy worrying about moments that never came. So ask yourself now, what would you release if you knew your time was limited? What would you finally allow yourself to feel, to say, to do? And then ask the harder question, what is stopping you from releasing it now? Because the truth you have been avoiding is this: your time is limited. It always has been. The only question is whether you will live as if you know it. Wake up, not to fear, but to presence. Not to panic, but to peace. Let go of what was never yours to carry, and walk through your remaining days lightly, freely, fully alive. Before it is too late. The light still falls the same way, the air still carries the same weight, but you have changed, not because you learned something new, but because you finally released what you never needed to hold. And in that release, you discover what was waiting all along, the quiet, steady truth that you are enough. You have always been enough, and the life you have been seeking was never somewhere else. It was here, in this breath, in this moment, in this fragile, beautiful, fleeting now. If this message found you when you needed it most, do not keep it to yourself. Share it with someone still carrying what you have learned to release. And leave a word below, just one, the thing you are ready to stop caring about. Until we meet again, walk gently, live lightly, and remember, before it is too late, the time is now.